morning everybody, my name is Crystal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm here in Rochester, Kent, where I live. It's the start of this week's festival today and the weather is lovely, brilliant sunshine outside. It's absolutely wonderful, so it's going to be nice for people travelling to come and see this week's festival with brilliant weather, not normal British weather, which is usually rainy and cold. We have had a heat spell for ages. The English people aren't used to this heat wave. It's really hot. So good morning everybody, my name is Crystal. I hope you all have a great weekend. The weather here in Rochester Medway is brilliant. It looks like it's going to be a lovely weekend. Alexa, good morning.
Good morning. On this day in 1956, Granada Television started broadcasting for the first time. Its most famous program, Coronation Street, would arrive just over 4 years later. Worth a decent celebration down the Rovers.
Alexa, what's the time, please?
Good morning, Crystal. The time is 8:24 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today?
It's Saturday the 3rd of May.
Alexa, what's the weather outlook?
Right now in Rochester, it's 12 degrees Celsius with partly sunny skies. Throughout the day, you can expect more of the same, with a high of 21 degrees and a low of 6 degrees.
Alexa, can you tell me a joke?
How is a horse like a pig's foot? They're both trotters.
And Alexa, who was born on this day?
Celebrities born on the 3rd of May include Rachel Zegler, Pete Seeger, Niccolo Machiavelli, James Brown, and Christina Hendricks.
So guys, I'm going to have to put my sunglasses on if I go outside because now I'm going to go and get the cat back in because the cat goes out there. It's not as hot as yesterday and it's not as hot as the day before that. There was one really hot day, about 27 degrees, but I feel warm. I do, I feel warm, so there you go. I've got the kettle on for a cup of coffee. I've just got the kettle going here. I'm just making myself a cup of coffee. I got up this morning, I'd taken a small call off WhatsApp last night before I went to bed. And my goodness, the racket that started next door after the WhatsApp call. So it had been fairly quiet all evening. And I sat down here, I was listening to music, but I put it on Alexa on low music, it's low volume, enough that I can hear who's singing, but it's not loud. So it was quiet for hours. And then I had a WhatsApp call. One of my sons is in Scotland. So I took this WhatsApp call. And it must have been about 5 minutes. Not much longer than that. 5-minute WhatsApp call. And this is every time one of my sons speaks to me, especially late at night between 10 and 11, whatever, they go bananas next door. BANANAS, bananas. Running up and down, banging about, in and out of the front door. And it's getting on it started just over the phone call and it went way past 11 o'clock. And I'm just sat there and I'm saying to myself, go on. You just go for it. I was all calm, cool and collected, sat down there on the sofa, fiddling around with my phone, looking in the TikTok, you know, how you scroll through TikTok. I was doing all that. Bang, bang, wallet next door. What? I thought, yeah, carry on. And they must have run out of puff because got to 12 midnight. I just went to bed. I thought, fuck it, I'm going to bed. You carry on banging. You carry on banging. I mean, what's it done for? Because I think a few months ago, I went ballistic. Him and them upstairs combined together was driving me round the bend and I started banging on the wall. I was woken up at 2 o'clock in the morning and I went, shut the fuck up, bang, bang, bang. And she came out and she was ranting and raving and they woke me up. So I vowed never to get into that state again. So whenever it happens, whatever time it is, I get up and remove myself somewhere else and just cool the fuck down. So the guy upstairs has gone out. There's no kids upstairs. The only noise, if there is any, will be from that way. It's gone out. It was out yesterday. There was no noise from kids upstairs at all. It's every 2 weekends. So it'll be not this weekend, it'll be next weekend. And I'm glad, because who wants to be shut indoors upstairs in this extreme heat with the Sweeps Festival going on? So nobody's trapped indoors upstairs and I can go out if I want to. Because what happens is that he's upstairs with 4 kids running across the ceiling for 2 days and I'm stuck underneath. But this weekend, no. And it's good because it's a bank holiday weekend as well. So he can get out and see his kids elsewhere without being trapped up there in a sweatbox, and I don't have to listen to it. Last night I went out and I live streamed. I went on TikTok and I live streamed. Now I've got a sore toe now. I've got blisters on my big toe and it's really painful. It's probably a bunion. I don't know what it is on one of my toes, but it's extremely painful. So whenever I walk, it hurts. So I'm going to have to get that sorted out, but I'm going to persevere with it. It's really painful, like callousy skin on my fucking big toe. Sweating in my shoe probably. I went outside without socks on and I probably, rubbed my toe and got sore skin. Went out last night and I went onto the field and same scenario as the day before. There was 2 tents and there's guys like sat outside of them, and the other night they waited for me to go around the corner and they started yelling to this blonde woman, "Oi! Oi! Yo!" Going over to this blonde woman while I was on the opposite side of the road going home, so it didn't matter, but they were drawing attention to themselves. And of course I'm stood there and I don't want to hear that. Anyway, there was 2 sets of couples walking behind me. I let the one set go in front of me because I've got a sore foot. And then another couple slowly walked behind me and I think, right, well, just 2 sets of couples. So I walked off the fields and I thought, right, I'd seen that they'd put signs up for the Sweeps Festival for anyone getting off the train. So I just intended to walk over and look at the signs, so whenever anyone comes off the train, they can see, oh, the Sweeps Festival, that's that way, whatever. And then I thought, right, well, let's go down Rochester High Street at night, and it was 7:30. It's 7:30ish, getting on for 7:30. So I walked around, I walked up and down Rochester High Street basically, and I got car headlights flashing in my eyes, vape pipe smoke, and loud music in my ear. And it was really loud. They were sat in a pub or something, I don't know what it was, and the old Arrow was going as well, and I just got music in my ears, and I thought, right, I've had enough of this. There's no way that I could sit in a restaurant or a pub, whatever it was, with that music that loud. So my ear was thumping. My eyes were sore and I was almost blinded. I couldn't see. I had my cap on, but I didn't have my sunglasses on because the sun was not out. It wasn't shining. So I was walking around like this basically, and I had Max on the lead with me, because I'd just gone from a dog walk just to see what was going on. And I managed to get back home without getting run over. There was bicycle guys doing wheelies down the road. There was a load of hooting horns, and I just felt absolutely exhausted and wasted, and I just really couldn't see properly. So I goes into my flat, and I think they thought I was going to put my music up loud and wake him upstairs or whatever, because he gets up at 5 in the morning. And I didn't. I was absolutely tired. I'd walked Max 3 times, then I'd gone down the high street. My toe was killing me, my foot. And I just went into TikTok. And basically, I've been watching, his name is Valera in Russia. Valera. And my goodness. So this poor guy in Russia has got like black front teeth. He's got his teeth. It's obviously smoking. Smoking can kill, smoking can cause cancer, and smoking ruins your teeth. Sometimes. So Valera, this guy in TikTok who lives with his mum, he calls her mummy, he's got, you know, bad teeth, worse than mine. Bless him, because that's what smoking does. It makes your teeth black and it burns, it melts them. Because my neighbour at the other block of flats, she had like black stumps for teeth because that smoking melts your teeth. Melts them down to stubs. So a lot of people that smoke have really poor teeth. He's got lovely eyes, they're bright blue, Valera in Russia. And he's funny, he could be a comedian, he sings, he's wonderful, and it's such a shame that people are wasted, poverty wastes talent. So I went into Valera's TikTok because his mum's, so they are poor as fuck. Their house is fucking dirty with rubbish everywhere. And they've even got cockroaches crawling up the wall. Cockroaches crawling up the wall. And I said, the cameraman is taking pictures of this poor guy and his mum. And they're living in absolute squalid, terrible conditions. And I'm thinking, well, why don't you help stop the cockroaches crawling up the wall? My God, you know what? He pans the camera to a cockroach crawling up the wall. Why isn't someone helping these guys? I mean, I know 2 social workers came into my flat, and believe you me, my flat is not that bad compared to these poor guys living in Russia in filth. And I'm just thinking, why aren't you doing something to help these poor guys? The guy's been in the same clothes for weeks, and so's his mum. Why haven't they got hot running water? And I'm watching it and it's making me upset. And you know, I'm trying to encourage these people like to do something about their situation, but they're Russian and I'm English, and I don't know if they understand me, but I do care. And I'm saying, yeah, keep dancing, Valera, keep singing, you're a talented guy. And I want to make sure, I don't want to get cut off because I want to make sure they're okay and spread their story so that somebody eventually will help them. I just don't understand why the cameraman is filming this poor mum and son with cockroaches crawling up the wall. It's awful. Valera 777 on TikTok. They need help. They're in Russia. I don't know what's going on in Russia. I know in Great Britain there are people dying in their own excrements because their benefits being cut. And I know people hoard and have mental health problems and they're not getting the help they need over in this country, but this poor mum and son are living with cockroaches crawling all over the walls. So he's got a Telegram account. So I went into his Telegram account where he's posting videos of how he's living and how his mum, they're laughing and dancing with cockroaches crawling up the walls. I think there's a leak in the ceiling, flies everywhere, and he's lying on a squalid, filthy bed, and so is his poor mum. I don't like seeing that. Not in 2025. When, you know, elites are living in wonderful conditions and the poor people are living in filth. It's awful. So I went into Valera's Telegram account and he's uploaded a picture, a close-up of his teeth and his face, laughing, which is a brave thing to do, isn't it? It's brave to laugh and smile with a set of teeth that are black. I also went into Valera's live stream, and there were two women. When you go into a live stream, guys, you can request to be part of that person's live stream. So you've got a beautiful blonde lady, a picture of one and a picture of another woman, and all you can hear is women laughing. Beautiful women laughing. And it doesn't put me off. It won't put me off. It won't put me off trying to help these guys because two beautiful women are laughing their heads off in his live stream. It won't put me off helping. Somebody donated them a radio. A radio. They were so pleased with a radio. They've got no telly. They haven't even got a proper bed to sleep on, and he was so happy with this radio. So wow, my life, yeah? So I've got unusual teeth. This guy has got unusual teeth. And there are lots of other people on TikTok with unusual teeth. Teeth missing. One woman's got two teeth hanging down and no front teeth. So she's got two incisors hanging down and no front teeth. Alison. Yeah, I'm not the only one with funny teeth. So guys, let's Alexa, LBC Radio.
LBC London from Global Player.
Your government may be planning, Alicia Orange, I know that's not what you want to hear, but just to this house purchase, and I say old school gas boiler in these cold winter nights still, just based on what I've heard from people, and obviously you're talking about new builds, I'm talking about older houses, that I still think the gas boiler may have a role to play in some older homes. You're listening to Matthew right here on LPC, feeling that I've said a terrible thing there that I like gas boilers, don't shoot me, it's just what I feel. Let's check in with Mark Thomas for the latest LBC News headlines.
The Duke of Sussex claims his father, the King, won't speak to him, but Prince Harry told the same television interview he wants to reconcile with the wider family. Nigel Farage claims the landscape of British politics is now totally different now that Reform UK control 10 English county councils and have a new MP following Thursday's local elections. And the NAHT union is taking legal action against Ofsted over the introduction of report cards. The school's inspectorate insists the system will be fairer though. LBC weather, dry and sunny for most today, a high of 21 degrees.
LBC Travel, I'm Lucy Knowles. In Bermondsey, the A201 New Kent Road is blocked because of an accident westbound from Bricklayers Arms to Elephant and Castle. Expect delays in central London as VE preparations get underway on roads around Parliament Square. That includes Whitehall, Millbank and Victoria Street. Expect delays also in Twickenham due to the Army-Navy rugby match, with roads closed between Twickenham train station and the stadium for most of the afternoon. One lane is closed on the A13 due to an accident westbound from junction 30 for Thurrock to Wennington interchange. On the tubes, there's no service on the Bakerloo line between Lambeth North and Elephant and Castle, and there's also no service on Southeastern at Victoria. That's due to engineering works.
This is LBC.
Looking to electrify your business? There couldn't be a better time with Renault Vans. Our award-winning e-tech electric van range will help you make the switch. Choose from Renault Kangoo, Traffic or new Master e-tech electric and enjoy Renault's cutting-edge e-tech technology today. Now available with 0% APR. Search Renault e-tech.
So we've just hit the radio at the adverts. Matthew Wright is on the radio at the moment, and they keep talking about Elephant and Castle. Elephant and Castle in the news. What is an elephant? A huge, big animal with tusks. I don't feel cross today. I don't feel upset. I should just take life as it comes. We are who we are. It is what it is. And I'll see you later.